What's up, guys? I'm going to teach you today how to plant a tree. So here is my tiny little lemon cypress. My godmother bought me this. I'm going to show you why I selected this spot. So if we look, if I can find it, it's gone. Well, there was a little tag that I just looked at and it told me it needed full sun. So what we'll do is look due south using our compass app. So now I just found that this way is due south. So what I'm going to do is look up into the sky, about 45 degrees. This is the path of the sun that it takes as it rises and sets on average throughout the year. So full sun means that it's 6 to 8 or even 10 plus full hours of sunshine throughout the entire day. So not just a little bit. People often underestimate how much full sun really means and how much sun they actually get. So you can see here that a large part of this is going to be shaded out a good part of the day, but in the summer, you'll get plenty of sun as it passes directly over. And for this spot, this is going to be the best place, given everything else in this yard has pretty much already been accounted for. So again, now that I have my site selected, what I'm going to do is take this shovel, and here's my spot. It's going to be about right here, and I'm going to dig very shallow, just like that. And what I'm going to do is dig about 3 times the width of that plant that I'm going to put down. So here's what we got. Not too pretty, but it'll definitely work. And I'm going to show you why this is really important. So when you're planting something like this, you don't want to bury it straight down. What you want is to let the plant be able to put out feeder roots right out into the laterally. And actually, I can already tell you this is already too deep. So if I get like this, you might not be able to see it, but what we want is the top portion of the root to be above soil level. So maybe about that high. So I'm gonna put some dirt back into the hole. It's very loosened up now. This is really good soil, so I don't have to amend it. So we'll try again. This is actually the plug from where they potted it up. So that looks pretty good. I'm not sure if you can tell, but basically you wanna have the highest root above the soil level. So you don't want any stem below the soil level because pathogens will infect the stem tissue, and the stem's not meant to touch the soil like that. Okay, and I had to bring some soil over here because you don't necessarily want to reuse all this grass tissue and stuff like that. That's going to be a big problem. So be right back. Okay, so there's our nicely planted new tree. So we're just gonna kind of spread this out a little bit. And I just noticed something too. You can see how, again, there's the plug. It's a great example of how when they first potted this up, they did not let this plug go below the soil level of the container that I just planted it from. So same thing, I'm gonna make it so that water kind of runs away and doesn't pool right next to the stem tissue where, again, pathogens will invade it. So this is perfectly planted. Okay, just a little bit of water just to water it in. I don't have to water it much just because the soil has already got a lot of moisture in it. Don't need to overdo it, just a little bit. That's probably good. And just because I can, got a little bit of sedge or other kind of weedy material, and I can just kind of set it around it and just kind of give it a little bit of straw. Straw helps prevent erosion around it and prevents it from, or keeps the moisture in. Now, if you don't want someone to run it over, good idea, just put a little post in the ground with it. From experience, the bigger and taller, the better. Let's put something weird in here, just like a flag. Hopefully, someone sees that. Now that's about it, you guys. So one last thing to remind you guys of, in this kind of soil, which is actually called muck, is it's got a lot of high organic content. It does not need any kind of amendment. Most people want to amend with something like potting soil, which is really good if you have sand or good draining soil. You don't want to use it with clay. If you have clay red soils, what you want to use is a 50-50 mix of sand and pine bark. Hope that helps out.